Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here from simpleprogrammer.com. So I got a question about using a sales background with coding, and I actually like this a lot because I think having a sales background is good in life. Everyone in life, you need to become a salesman. Everyone needs to be a salesman. You're always selling something. You're always selling your idea. You're always selling yourself, right? And the better that you can be at selling and facing rejection, which happens a lot when you sell, the better that your life is going to be. The more stuff that you're going to get that you want, the more that you're going to influence people and convince them to buy what you're selling, even if it's not a physical product. So Brian says, I spent 8 years in sales tech. I recently finished a coding bootcamp. I still enjoy sales, but have a passion for coding. Is there any way I can merge the two into a career? And I'll read you some of his background. He says, I'm 31 years old. I had an 8-year sales career in tech on the hardware side. I was successful and rose up to making $200K a year. That's cool, Brian. He says, during this 8-year period, I developed an addiction to drugs and alcohol. I lost about everything. I attended rehab 1 year ago, got sober, and decided to enroll in coding boot camp, and recently finished. I worked my butt off in this boot camp and went from somebody who didn't know what a variable was to being a full-stack JavaScript developer. See, guys, it's possible, right? Since then, I have begun looking for jobs. So he's got a little bit more here, but you know, he says that he loves coding. He loves coding, but he loves sales and interacting with people. So great, Brian. Let me tell you something. You have stumbled upon the magical formula, because today, more than anything else, right? There's a reason why this channel is popular. There's a reason why that companies come to me and they say, hey, do you have people that have the soft skills? Do they have them? They say, do you know people who have the soft skills that are software developers, right? Because that is the most valuable thing today, right? So if you, again, and the reason for this is because the market is being commoditized. What does it mean when the market is being commoditized? Simple. It means that it's becoming something that you can trade and buy, that there's no differentiators, right? Sugar is a commodity market, right? Because it doesn't matter where you get your sugar from. It doesn't matter, it's sugar, okay? So there's no differentiator, right? It doesn't make any difference. It's a commodity. The price goes down. You can interchange it with any other sugar. It doesn't matter, okay? So in this case, what's happening with software developers is that there's a lot of developers on Upwork. There's a lot of developers in India, in Russia, in China that can do just as good of a job coding as an American developer, right? As much as American developers, we like to pride ourselves on being awesome. No, not from a technical perspective. But the one thing that still keeps a lot of jobs here, why everyone doesn't hire the cheapest developer out there in a third world country, right, is because of soft skills, right? And this is where your sales skills come into place. This is perfect, right? Because, you know, there's a lot of developers that are technical out there, right? They can understand complex technology, right? That's a dime. Find a genius. Geniuses are a dime a dozen. I'm sorry that some of you are insulted by that, but I don't care how fucking smart you are. You're a commodity. There's a billion brilliant people. Maybe not a billion. Okay, there's a million brilliant people. 200 million. I don't know. There's a lot of brilliant people, okay? That's not the value, okay? You can find a nuclear scientist. You can find a genius rocket scientist or whatever, or a superstar programmer, okay? But what is difficult to find is someone who has technical competency but can talk to people, who has people skills. Again, I'll say the reason why this channel, right? I'm able to make a business off of having some technical competency, less now, since I've been out of the industry for a while, but off of talking to people and having soft skills. And so I think, Brian, I think you're set up really, really well. I think you're gonna do well in interviews, and I think that companies really, really need people like you to bridge that gap, right? You can be the person that goes out and you could actually be on a pre-sales call and talk to a customer and say, hey, yeah, tell you what, Bob, you know, we can do this for you, and they'll believe you because you can talk about the technical details and how it can be actually implemented. This is highly, highly valuable. You need to market yourself as this. You need to say, hey, I have 8 years of sales experience. I can talk to customers, I can get customers, and I can implement the framework, I can implement the solution for them. So you can bring me in. The reason why you want to hire me is because I can go to the product owner, I can go to the stakeholders, and I can sell them on an idea, okay? And I can sell them on a technology. And I can understand what they're asking for and what their true needs are because I understand the business needs. And then I can go to the developers and I can say, hey dudes, here's how it is. And I can explain to them what needs to be done and bridge that gap. Then I can go out to your customers and I can sell them. I can go to your marketing people and I can tell them how to message this in order to actually make sales from this product. I can go to your biggest customers. You can send me out to your biggest client and I can explain to them how we're going to technically solve their problem, and you won't be embarrassed to have me there. You see what I'm saying? This is immensely valuable, immensely valuable. You'll be making more money, I guarantee you, if you figure out your niche here and how to market this than you ever did as a salesperson, because this is extremely, extremely valuable. You see what I'm saying? And all developers need to develop this skill. They don't necessarily have to be salesmen like you are. Everyone needs to know how to sell, but they need to develop soft skills, okay? And I'll give it one resource on this, which I have a book called Soft Skills, a Software Developer's Life Manual. I wrote this book to help developers develop soft skills. Those resources, for those of you that said, man, I want to have some of what Brian has, then yeah, those things are going to help you. Another book I'll recommend, not my own book, but classic book, Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. That will help you develop your soft skills just about more than anything else. And I'll give you one final step for those of you that are really concerned about this. You're like, I don't have any soft skills. Go and talk to people. Just every time I'm in line at Starbucks, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Right? Everywhere I'm at, I'm just like talking to people. I'm just chatting people up all the time. And that helps you develop that skill. You're not nervous in front of people. You start to develop the social skills. Again, don't have time in this video to cover all of that. Check out my channel. I've got a ton of videos on that if you're new to the channel. And if you're new, also make sure that you click the subscribe button. Otherwise, you may forget about me. And you may not see any more videos, and it could change your life. So click the bell to make sure you don't miss any videos. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.